Hi friends, Andy Vegan. Time for my daily greens, and I have a Lollo Bianco. That's the name of this lettuce. Lollo Bianco, that means something like the curly white. Yeah, this is a green color, as you can see. The curls are here, and it's a very tender leaf. The other one is called Lollo rosso. It's an Italian word, means curly red. It has red leaves. These lettuces are all different. They're all wonderful. You have a nice one, a fresh and crunchy one like this. You see the leaves of the Lollo rosso, or Lollo Bianco, the white one here, the green one, that's more white than red. This is beautiful leaves. It's not even the largest one. There are larger ones here. And they are really have a wonderful texture. This is a so-called tender leafy green. I call it tender leafy green. And today I want to show you just to enjoy these leafy greens almost as is. The easiest salad is just, to me, is just these some of these wonderful leaves. And once you wash them, I will recommend a water bath in a sink or so with cold water, better colder than not colder. So the ice cubes or so even. And they get them fresh again. They get really fresh again. You can even soak the leaves or the whole head, what you want, overnight in such a cold water. Next morning, it has been a little bit wilty before it gets fresh again and crunchy. And that's the most important thing for any green salad, I would say. And once you have that and you washed it, you dry it in a salad spinner. That's what I do. If you don't have a spinner, it's not expensive. You can also shake it with a hand a little bit, because that's a nice thing to have a little bit of drier leaf, because especially with the tender ones, they have a very subtle flavor. They're not very bitter. That's an advantage. They're so easy to combine with other ingredients for the flavor, but not for the texture. The tender leafy greens, they are tender, and you can tear them apart like this. You don't need to cut them. A good chef would not cut a tender leafy green. They wouldn't do that. That's what they always say. But you can, of course, do that, but it's not necessary. You can just tear it apart like this, and I show you why. You will see it in a second. That's what you get. Just with 5 or 6 of these large leaves, you have almost a full salad bowl for this wonderful, light and fluffy, fresh, crunchy texture. That's what a salad should look like. That's the base. And it's not a lot. This head has been like this. I took half of it from the outside, these wonderful, beautiful leaves. And on top, I put just the onion rings. This is a yellow onion. It looks white, but this is called a yellow onion. And on the outside looks yellow. There are red onions, yellow onions, white onions, shallots. There's so many different kinds of onions. They're all different, like the salad leaves. They're also different all. And I use a mandolin today to get the thinly sliced onions. This is a mandolin. It's characterized by the V shape. The blades here have a V shape, as you can see, like a V, and they're very sharp. And here is the tool to adjust the thickness. It should be very thin, because when you have an onion that has very thin slices, it's nice to get the flavor of the onion, the hot flavor that is characteristic for an onion, with a raw onion, is washed out by the dressing into the salad. And so you have a wonderful mixture of the flavor of the onion and the crunchiness without this sharp flavor that is a little bit milder, because you have these thinly sliced onions instead of the thick ones. So when I have only green leaves and onion, I like, sometimes I like, or most times I like to use the mandolin to make these slices. And I want to show you this thing here. It's a cut-resistant glove. It's not always available everywhere, so I get it online because it's $10, so you need only one of them. because the mandolin is such a sharp blade. If you use it without the cut-resistant glove, you might be concerned and not really happy with your mandolin, because when you come close to the blades, and the idea of mandolin is to cut it fast like this. I have to knock it a little bit, I have to change a little bit the size here. I have to always to check out, all the onions are different. So once you check and you have the right size, you can continue. Yeah, this looks nice. See, this is a thinly sliced onion. You get these ringlets. So much fun. But it's not only looking good, it's also because of the flavor. Because as I said, it gets washed out, and then you have an onion. It's almost like a veggie. Because usually onions may be too hot to be really the main part in the salad. But with these thinly sliced onions, you can really make a nice salad that has just the leaves and the onion and the dressing. And I love that because I love these green leaves. Treat them right, and they can be so delicious. See, these are thinly sliced onions. That's it, very thin. And then they have these ringlets, and they go all over the salad, and they dissolve, so to say, into these ringlets, these slices. And a little bit here before the dressing on top, I just toss a little bit dry, just to combine everything, because once the dressing is on top, these tender leafy greens, they don't touch them too much. You shouldn't do too much. As small the movements are as careful as possible. Here, the onions, I can also help a little bit to get them all loose and everywhere. That is important, because once the dressing is on the salad, you can't do too much anymore. I mean, it shouldn't, because once you, when you mash these leaves with too much movement with the dressing, they mash up, and then the salad is no longer beautiful. They should be really crunchy and light, these salads. That's their beauty, that's their wonderful flavor comes through. This is my dressing. It's a sweet sour cashew dressing. I showed you in another video how to make it. Cashews blended with apple cider vinegar, dates, pepper and salt. 5 ingredients plus water. You decide how thick you want to have it. With the tender leafy greens, obviously, you don't want to have it too thick, would be too heavy on these leaves. So you lose the beauty of the leaves. It's not recommended. And here I show you what to do. You don't need a lot. You know, these leaves are nice by itself. A little bit dressing is needed to make it a little bit nicer. You want to balance the green flavor a little bit, and the onion flavor, but that's all you need. Oops, and that's all. And I will not toss it now. That is, these tender leafy greens, I can only toss them right before I eat it. The same minute, I toss it and eat it right away. Then they are best. When you wait after tossing, they get wilted and all the beauty goes away. Yeah, because many people don't like salads because they don't know how to make it. And when you make it in the right way, the lightness and the freshness, the crunch is there. It's a wonderful, delicious starter. And these salads are perfect to open the stomach, as we say. Because when you eat that first as a starter, you really get an appetite. It really opens the stomach, as we say, in Germany at least. And then you want to eat more of the main. Yeah, that's the idea. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And you can also make a donation if you really want. There's a button under the video called Thanks. Thanks.